Welcome to the BeyondSIX podcast in association with 520 Coffee. If you like today's chat, please hit the like button and subscribe to receive future dates for upcoming events and podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy. Right, we're recording, Mark. How are you?
Fine, thank you much. I've just seen your outtakes of you trying to practice.
I thought I'd done all right. I mean, I got there. It only took about 25.
25, yes, it was, mate.
Right, 100k. I'm going to begin with asking you, what was the initial thought that you had when you first saw my post about me wanting to come back to do the 100k? The first time you kind of ever come across Epic Origin.
God, we're going back in history.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just doing this before we actually...
Yeah. No, God.
What was it that...
Well, we've spoken before, haven't we?
Mm.
I'm sure we had.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'd spoken. But I don't think nuts, because anyone who does 100k is not nuts. They're just mentally insane.
I agree.
It's not nuts. It's mentally insane. The clinical order, that's you. You're definitely clinically insane.
Sometimes.
But, no, I don't know. I can't remember because you said about it. I know what I said to you. I remember having our conversation when we talked about it. But when I initially saw it, I probably just thought, he's just another nutter. Well, no, clinically insane. Yeah. No, not. Yeah.
I remember the conversation was something along the lines of, I put up back in training in Box Hill, and I think you put something along the lines of, oh, that's a good training ground, I've been there. Or it was something
it's
about
just down the road from me. It's in between us, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good training ground.
And it was that, and then the whole 100k come across.
Because we originally, because it was originally, you talked about trying to go back and do it as the official event and stuff. And then we talked about why do we need all that rubbish.
Yeah.
And then it was I can't get the word out, but I'll get told off later for not saying it right, but the word where you think about it. And then I remember saying to you,
get on with it.
Well,
along the lines of...
it wasn't get on with it. It was
along the lines
It was the Hughesy way of saying, we do, or we don't do, we don't maybe. So shut up whinging about it and tell me what you're going to do.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
And you went, do it.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then after that, you still pain. It is your pain, isn't it?
Why? Well, it was pain. I mean, there was serious pain.
Mate, if I remember watching it, I don't know if anyone's seen the video, but just about seeing what's happening.
No, that's your toe.
If anyone's seen the video of Epic when he finished the last one, you will laugh a lot.
I was in pain. I genuinely was. I mean,
you did look painful.
I've done a few challenges, but that, for pain-wise, it was. Do you know how it felt? It just felt like my legs were really heavy. That was all it was. It was the heaviness of my legs. It was like I was dragging them. It was like a real, challenge to drag my legs along. That was all it was. I wasn't in pain as in I can't do this, but it was just the pulling along.
The question for the people as well probably is better. Is I think they know you as Epic Origin for however long you've been on social media. They know me, well, part of me from when I came in and come out or whatever. But what drives someone like you, not me, but you, to go and do 100k in the first place? What got up? Who gets up and goes, I'm going to go and do 100k? Not the second time, the first time.
The first time I'd done a few challenges, and then I'd done a Tough Mudder, and I thought, you know what, that was quite exciting. Enjoyed it, enjoyed the training, but it literally come up on Instagram, and I thought, I'm going to put in for that. It was literally that. There was nothing like, what can I do next? There was no real plan of, I know I'm going to do 100 kilometres. It literally come up. I said, oh, that looks great. I put in for it. Got hold of 3 friends, and they all said, yeah, it was literally that. And that's why I think I learnt so much about it, because I bit off way more than I could chew.
No, yeah, but I mean...
Not like that, yeah.
But challenge is a challenge.
Yeah, but as in planning-wise, it was all wrong.
We've all impulse selected a challenge, and we've all gone, yeah, fine, and get on with it.
Yeah.
And then we kind of train, and then we drift off a bit because it's a long way off, and then we may train a little bit more, and then we get to the event and we realise we're on a hill that we didn't really do the back work.
It was within 2 hours. I literally realised, wow, this is.
that's what I call challenges. But that's the other side of it. I've seen people do this stuff, and I've done it myself. Is you go out to these stuff, and you think you're prepared, and then you go. And I always say to someone, that's why we do these fan dance walks. We take people out because to understand the concept of what you're going to get your head into or get your body into, head or body, either side, you don't really understand until that day. And yes, I always say, the hardest part is getting to the gate. The rest is academic. But to be honest, I think people should really taste what they're going to do first, so they understand. The 100k for you, the first time round, was not you failing.
No.
We always, the word we use, failure is not really a failure word. But it was a case of you understood what you had to do to come back, to do it properly. The first time round was you just winging round on the roundabout.
It was winging it. Yeah, it was winging it.
And that was it. And the truth, this time round, you was much better prepared.
I think I was more mentally prepared as well. I think knowing what I was coming up against. I mean, look, if you said to me now, next one we're doing is a 200, I kind of know what I'm coming up against now.
Yeah.
So you prepare for it. But going back to what you said, what someone like me, what gets you kind of doing these challenges? If anything, I think the best thing that could have happened to me was not completing it first time. I think there was a meaning for it.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, what next? I completed it. Now I come back, bounce back, done it. What for me now? It's I can do whatever I want and give it 100%.
Well, that's the question. What is next, Epic? So I'm scared, but no, not really.
That's what everyone says to me when I ring them. They go like, right, what next?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, here we go. But yeah, I mean, yes, my kids play a big part in it. I do want to show them that if you don't get something first time, you can bounce back, get it second time. There's I don't know. I just like to see what I'm capable of. I like proving to myself my boundaries, what I can go for. Can I do a 200? I'll give it my best shot now. 100%.
You probably know. Do you know by the end of this we probably would have actually probably put the 200 in. Because I'll sit at some point and go,
what's the hashtag for that?
We're not doing it.
What's the hashtag for that one though? We've got redemption. What would that be?
Oh God.
We'll leave that to the viewers see if they come up with one.
So
that was. But yeah, so okay, so going back to your question, so we come across how we kind of come about the 100k. Why did you want to get involved to help me do it? To help me beat it?
People have pain. No, sorry. it's my life. I just like walking around looking at people in pain.
You had enough of that. You definitely had enough. Everyone was hobbling around you.
I had about 66 kilometres of people hobbling around. No, it was all good too. But they were all just in pain. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
But why did you want to help? Why did you genuinely think, you know what, I'm going to help? No, I'm going to help this guy do it.
If anyone actually knows me, they know I can't do serious conversation, so I'll do my best here to be really polite and not use any wordies.
Yeah, we're not going to use wordies today, are we?
This is child friendly. I always like to see people do stuff out of the ordinary. As you know, always a little further. But also, don't believe in that go hard, go home.
Yeah, explain that. Go on. I mean, if anyone that's listening is probably going to be following us. But...
Right. So people can get me wrong if they don't like my ideas and what I think, and I don't really.
Each to their own.
Yes, exactly. My opinion is my opinion. Other opinion is opinion. And I said the only opinion that counts is your own.
Yeah. For
yourself. So, but go hard, go home. Not a lover of people pushing beyond where the brain and the body talk properly to each other and say, look, let's stop. Or let's call this a slow down, or let's call this a day, or whatever you want to call it. Because at the end of the day, all it does is it promotes negativity within yourself, because you then think, I'm not fit enough, I can't do this. You start to brew. It occurs injuries, as I can't speak today. It must be this Diet Coke that I've picked up. Other brands are available. It promotes injuries. It doesn't look good. It's just wrong. I believe, and you, I'm the same. I'm the same. As I said, that you push yourself to your limits. You said earlier, I want to keep trying. You realise that there is certain limits, but they're not certain limits because you just didn't train correctly the first time around. The second time you trained and mentally prepared for it. The third time when you go and do the 200k, which we probably will end up talking about now, is that you were properly trained, understood what 100k is, and it's just double it anyway. It's just going back to the sweet shop. It's not hard. First time went hard, second time going to be that hard, can it? Third time's going to be easy.
300k.
300k. You see some things. How far is 300k? Right. But no, as I said, as you know, I said it's this attitude where it comes from people that are capable. So these people are very capable of doing 400 press ups or million sit ups and lifting 10 ton of weight. But the person who's they're influencing, and there is lots of people out there that do it, they might not all do it by cause. They may do it by accident. They just want to feel they're promoting. They're telling someone who's never lifted that weight, who's never done a sit up, do it, or you're nobody, without actually saying it. And that to me is a negative thought. So I believe in that always a little further. As we talked before, I mean, you wouldn't run if suddenly you lost your leg. You'll stop. Your brain will go, I've lost my leg, can't carry on for the moment, I need to fix this. But if you felt a twitch and you felt, oh, wow, okay, how's that twitch working with me? When I put my foot down here, is that causing me a problem? Let me keep an eye on it. But don't overemphasise on it. Your brain won't calculate it to be a bigger problem than it is. Because that's most of the time. People have a small, and I'm waffling here, but if I've personally seen it, and I've had it myself, you have a small nick, and you think, oh, is that, what's that, is that, I can't, is that, and then suddenly your whole leg's falling off. But really, all it was a bee sting. And you know. And
I think that borders on being honest with yourself as well. If you genuinely know, I've done it last year, going back to 100k last year. I've done it. I hit a point. I knew I was done. And looking at it now, there was no way, even if I had someone shouting down my ear, finish it, you're nobody if you can't. I couldn't have done it, Mark. There's no way I would have done it. My body was done. Though there's a reason I was in hospital. It was done, but it's being honest. I can't do 100 press ups straight off the bat now. I can tell you that. I can do it. Even if someone was shouting, I'll give it again my best shot. But it's being honest, and I think if you're gonna try and get the best out of someone, forcing them to do something that intense, I don't think it's like you said. Is it a good idea? Probably not. You'll probably get injuries from it.
No, that's the point. Is you want a progression. You don't want to have a go forward at 100 miles an hour and then suddenly have to reverse back and then wait 6 months before you can go another 100 miles. It's not right. It's about, and this is what we do with BeyondSIX, as you know, is that when we say to people, come out with us for these trips or stuff, you could be a marathon runner. And we've got some serious OCR runners and these guys that come out with us, and they give it, and we do give them large. And we like to match them up. But we've also got those people that like to handball about. Have a little bimble. And we're happy with that because it's getting out, doing it at different levels. And that's the whole point of BeyondSIX, is about taking whatever's you've got and just getting on with it. And I said, you took your first course, the second. I mean, I walked with you at some great points in that 100k. I mean, we haven't really spoken about 100k yet. But the fact that when I walked with you past that point where you got, I don't know, let's not call it failure. Let's call it where we learn.
I'll keep going for the word
lesson. We learn lesson.
Some
people would see failure as the word failure. It's not. It's
it was a lesson. It was a massive lesson.
So it was a lesson. So when we passed, I remember seeing your face and the day how the sun was coming up, and it was all. It was a bit like being in. I don't know if you ever watched Roger Rabbit when they break through the wall and it's the sunshine.
It was a bit like that, and I must admit, I was waiting for the sun to come up because as the night was getting longer and night, and it was like you could see the sun just coming up, and I in my head I was like, that's going to give me that little push, like new day, new challenge, let's get it done. And it almost was like the third part of it, because we started, it was night, and then the next day was like, all right, it's finishing this day. It just felt like an extra little like going. When the sun come up, I did feel a moment of, this is getting done. This is happening.
No. Well, I remember listening to you saying, this is getting done, this is getting done. If I ever hear them words ever again, you just done them.
I think that's my new quote.
Yeah, it is. I think you need to hashtag this.
I have
getting
to.
Done.
Get it done, or there's no other choice.
So is it now, listening to my bit earlier, is it you're going to do it, not do it, because we don't do maybe? Is it now definitely you understand the left and right better?
I understand the left and right better. It's now for me getting the next challenge that I want to get my teeth into. still hasn't got me like that's the one. I'm still going to do loads along the way, but there hasn't been one. That 100k was like, I have to do it.
Yeah.
That was a real, like, I genuinely love doing it. So I haven't yet got this is it. But little ones keep popping up. I think one of them will end up grabbing me and going, right, that's the one. But I haven't yet.
As long as it doesn't take you making another map up, it's fine, because the map's there.
Well, the map's there.
I can see
Behind the
No.
computer, the map.
I'm not going to go
is
into
here.
the conversation. We can have that later. God.
Right, so
Go on,
let's
carry
get
on.
on to it. Let's get
Yeah,
on
we're
to it.
waffling.
Right, let's get on to it.
This is supposed to be a podcast. that people care
100k. Right, so I can't remember because I was in a bit of a world of my own.
about. I can.
What was the? Where did you join us? What was it? He's gone.
I
He's
joined,
gone.
I joined in the
He's
South
gone.
Downs. I was on a hill.
We're doing it already.
Oh, God. Where did I join you? Well, it was about... No. You had finished checkpoint... 1, 2, 3... Now, this brings us to a very good conversation, doesn't it, about checkpoints, doesn't it, Epic?
Yes.
Yes, so I would
My
call it...
checkpoints.
I would call it checkpoint 3. You would call it checkpoint 4. For anyone who doesn't understand... normally you have a start, then you have checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, checkpoint 3. But
I
Epic,
realise that now.
Epic has a checkpoint 1 as the beginning. So he checked himself off the start.
And we was going checkpoint 2. No, this is 3. No,
So-
it's 3. No, it's 2.
Yeah, so there was a lot of confusion in the group when we was asking which checkpoint it was because Epic was one behind everyone. So I joined you technically on your checkpoint 4.
But it was checkpoint 3.
Yeah, so
Right.
I met you at checkpoint 2 because you came over.
Yeah.
And I pulled up, say hello.
That was it, yeah.
Then I shot off and dropped my car off at checkpoint 8.
Mm.
That was exactly 8. And then I came back to checkpoint 4 where I then got out and made a right fool of myself joining you lot.
So where was your head at when you turned up? Where was it? Was it?
I said
Do
this.
you have any kind of?
Well, I checked that. I'd already seen you guys already in like the early checkpoints, so I could see you all fitting well. But then again, you were just, warming up, as I call it. But I was. Let's just get it on. Let's get it done. Nighttime's coming. I love nighttime in South Downs.
Yeah, it was fun.
South Downs is great.
Yeah, it was.
What style's that? What
Yeah.
style's that? What style's that?
I think Dion actually said he went through it with me. I can't even remember now. I was in a world of my own.
You
Most
had
of it.
29 hours to talk about
Yeah,
stuff, so
yeah.
there was plenty of
We
conversation.
spoke about stars, yeah,
Yeah, the stars were brought up, but no.
and Jupiter.
I think that. Which way's north?
Was it Jupiter? No, it's Mars, isn't it? No, that's over.
Which one? Which way's north? Well, the sea's that way. So it's going that way. I tell you what, you're the best compass I've ever had. Which way? If you don't have the sea anymore, you'd be stuffed, wouldn't you? You'd be like, oh no, it's south. Wait a minute, am I in England?
I feel safe in the South Downs because the sea's there.
Yeah, you could always navigate off Brighton Beach, couldn't you? Really? I know which way's north. So that's it. So yeah, so my head was in a place of I've got to spend a few hours with these people, thinking that you might actually all be walking faster. So I thought it'd be a few hours.
Do you know what? We weren't actually that bad. We was doing all right there. We done all right up to. I think it really hit when we hit the lesson point where I did stop last time. I think that was when it.
We was down to 3 then, weren't we?
Yeah, that was me, you, D. I think that was when it all kind of started getting a bit real. Like, I thought I was going to get to that way earlier than what we did, and I thought, all right, just come on, head down, keep going.
That's it. Well, from my impression, from where I was looking, yeah, I mean, you had done an extra 40k in advance of this. Or 40k, because I can't remember checkpoints properly now. But yeah. But you'd done a couple of miles. But what I'm saying is that I looked at you because at the end of the day I had Dion and I had you and we were a group, so I'm observing what's around me at the same time. And to me, you and Dion, yeah, looked okay. We had just lost Mick, I mean...
Just before it, yeah.
Which ironically we were like probably not even a K from the next checkpoint. But it wasn't about that, was it? It was about taking the... Mick understood where he was at. He had driven long hours. He'd been up a long time. He'd done 27 hours by then, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, all credit. And it said, as we've all said, it wasn't our challenge, it was your challenge. So people could move in and out as they wanted. So we'd lost Mick then. We'd lost Rich a little bit before then. So it was just us 3 then by then, wasn't it? and it had rained, and then stopped. Then it rained again. I mean, that was fun.
That was a wet on and off.
Wet's on.
Wet's on.
Take them off again. Put them on again. And then you got, there's a hill, stuff this, take them all off and just going up. I'm not doing this anymore. Wet, dry exercise was fun. But yeah, no, but you looked good. Dion even still had it.
Yeah.
But then we can all look good if we want to. But I didn't really see any real signs of you looking. And when you two walked, and I videoed, I think we put it on the channel, you guys walking up, when you're going, oh, it was up here. I don't know if that was good.
Oh, you did, yeah. I
forgot. You was up here.
Yeah.
I've got my hands pointing. It's up here. He only has hands. He doesn't have a head. It's a puppet. It's a puppet. And this is what it was like for many, many hours. So,
that was 25 hours of that, yeah. Probably more.
It felt like 2 hours to me. The best time. No, but no, you didn't look like you was out the game.
I wasn't there. I was all right. So then we had the rain. Then we had the pit stop where we put the wets back on at that kind of farmhouse.
Oh,
big
the
shed.
Famous one where Rish will never, ever, ever forgive me for the moment.
Yeah.
What happened there, Rory? Can you remember?
So we stopped to put the wet kit back on, or was it the wet kit off?
I think
it was off.
Off because we went around the corner to get out of the wind and brake kit off. Yeah. And
we lost the radio.
We didn't lose the radio. We know exactly where the radio is.
We know where it is.
And why did we lose the radio?
My fault.
No, it's your fault. Dion's probably sitting there at the moment watching this afterwards going, he's going to say my fault. No, what happened was I was wearing the unit on my Bergen at the time. And I leant over to get something out for someone. I can't remember who actually.
I can't remember what it was.
Give me a gap. No. Anyway, it dropped. We all watched it drop to the floor and I went, oh, I dropped it. Like that. And that was the last part my brain worked. And then we got ready and we walked down the road and about half hour later.
Yeah, about half hour.
Radio's not working very much, is it? And he went, where is it? I went, it's better there. So you've lost it? I said, no, I don't know exactly where it is.
I definitely weren't walking back, I can tell you that.
I'll buy you a new one. I'll buy you a special one with pink frilly. So yeah. And actually, I thought about that recently. I thought to myself, generally, everyone was in good stead. Everyone looked positive. Everyone was there. I know Dion was there. That's when Dion's injury started to creep in a bit more. But generally, the banter was still good.
Yeah.
We all looked like we were compass mentors. And I've been doing checks on you guys through the route, asking you questions and being stupid with you and blah. Even I must have had a slip of conversation, a slip of mental observation there because I didn't pick the radio up. So what point? Where did I go? And I was thinking to myself, oh, Mark, you need to start checking this. Actually, you need to go back and maybe I've got to do redemption just to go and get the radio.
Well, it might be there.
Because clearly I was not prepared for the event. No, it was funny. Actually, we could actually put it down that I didn't care about the radio and we just dropped it.
I think it was more of that. I think we was at a case where there were injuries. We just wanted to get on with it. We were thinking about the time. And it was just like, come on, let's just go.
It was. We did have, as I said, we had lost our fellow comrades through that, and it looked like it was like the beehive was just falling apart, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bang,
oh
bang,
no,
bang.
it was. Yeah.
And I was looking at it.
It was quite quick as well.
Yeah.
It was all around not even 20 kilometres, but 12 kilometres. Yeah. It was like right, stop.
I think it was probably after a fair old break after we'd done our 500 miles singing, dancing walk.
Yep. What time was that? That was about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So the neighbours of South Downs.
Yeah.
Sorry,
neighbours of South Downs.
Not me.
Really
him.
sorry.
You can't tell it's me because they can't see my face.
If you heard 500 Miles song, it was us.
Yeah.
I'm not singing it again.
It's
a tiny new one.
But no, yes. So and that's normal procession. You get progression. I'm going to learn to speak at some point today. It's just Diet Coke. It's just got so much.
Just take the time. We've got all day. We've only done 24 minutes.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay. That's 3,000 kilometres sorted out.
500
kilometres. So yes, you see. I've seen this before. You've probably seen it. Everyone will work on the basis of keep pushing. And even then, structurally wise, we should have had a bit more development, how we would have that. We've talked about
Yeah, we
afterwards.
spoke
Lessons
about
learned,
that. Again,
lessons
lesson, another lesson.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're learning as much about our own crew and what we can do to each other and how we do it. I mean, this was a big undertaking for a small group of guys who's sitting around a table going, let's go do 100K.
Yeah.
We aren't an official organisation like these big people that run the 100K. But you have this not ego. Ego's the wrong word because it wasn't ego that day. It was people doing, I'm trying to stay with Rory.
It was. That was all it was. Yeah.
And then one falls away, and it was right that we had the word and said, look, we think. He said, I agree, and he's done. Then the next one went, and then the next one went, and I think if you hadn't had the first one, they would all still be with you, but all be walking with interest because they wasn't doing the go hard, go home.
No.
It was I want to make sure Rory finishes it, and when they understood that actually they thought about themselves because they were tired and stuff, and thought actually no, my personal welfare is important as well. They stopped themselves. And that's what we talk about, this bit about no go hard, go home stuff, because they proved that even though they are really confident and these guys climb mountains and do stuff, they understood that it's time to say knock it there, someone else can take the
and that's
what's the thing on a relay called when you pass it? What's it?
Baton.
Baton.